Ernest Thompson. First went in the Navy in 1936, went through boot camp in Norfolk, Virginia. I was shipped out on the West Coast where they stationed me aboard the Tennessee battleship. I stayed on it 3.5 years. I was on it at Pearl Harbor for about 15 months just before the war and what have you. And I played ball on the ship, and so we used to play a lot of the other ships there, including people on the Arizona, West Virginia, California, and all those. So I knew a lot of those guys. I knew a lot of the guys that was on the Arizona that went down with it because I played ball against them. And I went out of the service about a year before World War II, and I stayed out for a couple of 3 years, and I was called back into the service, and I went aboard, and I first had to go to San Diego to get shots, and they sent me to Treasure Island for further orders, and I had orders to go to Philadelphia for schooling there for 6 or 8 weeks to catch up on the latest technology on the engine spaces that I was in on the ship. And I was chosen, I actually finished 4th in my class, and you could select the ship that you wanted. I really wanted an oil tanker because I figured I'd get back to the States because I had a wife and baby here. And so there wasn't an oil tanker available, so I took me to Missouri and Brooklyn, New York. And I went aboard it in March, and it didn't go in commission until June when the rest of the crew came there. I was a first-class petty officer, and they took some of the first-class and chiefs and engineering officers. And we went aboard it in March, and we had to go through the engine rooms and boiler rooms making drawings and that sort of thing. It was still under construction at that time, and we had to familiarize ourselves with the engineering spaces so that when the ship went in commission, they gave us our crew, and we had to train our crew in order to get underway to go out. So we got underway, and we went to the South Atlantic around Haiti and did some practice maneuvers and that sort of thing, and checking the ship out. It was our shakedown cruise. And we went back to Bayonne, New Jersey, where we completed the outfitting of the ship to go on out to Pacific. Went through the canal, and the distance between the outside of the ship and the canal was only 10 inches. And it didn't give very much, and you touch aside there once in a while, so they had to touch up the paint on the ship once we got through there. We stopped in San Francisco for a day or two and went on out and spent Christmas in Honolulu, and from there on out to the Pacific to join the fleet. And we joined the fleet and went through the rest of the war there. Basically, with the end of the war in the Philippines, we went there, and from there on to we took Iwo Jima and Okinawa. We bombarded a lot of Japan there, and we got word that something was going to be going on. They sent us out to sea for about 500 or 600 miles, and we found out later they had dropped an atomic bomb, and they didn't know the severity of this bomb or what it was going to really be doing because it was new. And that's the reason they sent us to sea, because they wanted to get us quite a ways out. And we found out they dropped this bomb, and then they dropped another one, and the Japanese accepted our surrender documents and that sort of thing. And we were the first ship that went into Tokyo Bay. First we went to a place outside of Tokyo Bay there where we brought Japanese people aboard ship to tell us where the minefields were and that sort of thing. And when they showed us where the minefields were, our captain and that said we already knew where they were because our submarines told us where they were. And we went into Tokyo Bay, and I have some information our captain wrote up. And we followed a couple of destroyers in front of those was a minesweeper, a Japanese minesweeper. And we had personnel to tell our skipper what was going on and that sort of thing, and he didn't like the way this minesweeper was acting, so we turned the guns on him to make him do what, and he started doing his thing then. and we finally anchored, and the rest of the ship started following us in. And the day of the surrender, I had the 4 to 8 watch that morning, and I got off watch and went and had chow and was going to quarters, and I saw him cleaning this table right next to me, and it happened to be the table they were going to sign the surrender on. And so I went to change clothes and what have you for the ceremony that day, and I was stationed up on the 01 level on the port side of the ship. The surrender was on the starboard side. But I did see a lot of the dignitaries come aboard. They brought them aboard with destroyers on the port side of the ship, and they walked across over to the other side for the surrender and that sort of thing. We actually stood at attention for about 3.5 to 4 hours. And so it was a wonderful day for us and a wonderful experience, I guess. A lot of people have asked me about I must have been thrilled about being for the surrender there. And the surrender didn't mean a whole lot to me at that time, because I had a wife and baby at home that I was interested in going home to see. So that's my story.